The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development, with a magazine and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives. At The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. For more information, go to www.thebestyou.com. Jonathan Chase. The title of his talk is Subconscious Skills Success. Jonathan, aka Britain's leading hypnotist, invites you to claim the subconscious skills to success to get the success you want. Be inspired as you learn about the power of subconscious, where all of your decisions are made emotive, playful, creative, and experimental. Jonathan has been at the forefront of hypnosis for a long time. He's extremely knowledgeable and without a doubt, one of the best hypnotists in the UK. So I'm sure you're going to thoroughly enjoy his talk. Thank you.
Hello, everybody's waving things at me on the front row. I promise you, I did say on the video, a free book for everybody who arrived early enough to get on the front row. At the end of my little talk, we will give the people on the front row a free book. At 2:30, I'll be signing books over at the book stand. This is the pitch, by the way. I'll be signing books over at the book stand. Bring your book over there and I'll sign them over there. Because otherwise we get crowds of people in places and the organisers shout at me. Hello! Good afternoon. Come on, talk to Jonathan. Good afternoon. No, mine's an interactive thing and it gets more and more interactive as we go on, and that's not anywhere near good enough. I want you to frighten the crap out of those speakers over there that are making too much noise. Good afternoon! Oh, great, lovely. We are going to enjoy ourselves, aren't we? We're going to have some fun on stage because I'm a great believer in what we call the dopamine factor. Who's heard of the drug dopamine? You're creating it right now. If you are in hope of today giving you something, you are building dopamine in your head. The strange thing is, we now know that you also get a lot of dopamine if you're scared shitless. So it works either way for a hypnotist, because we usually get one reaction or the other. I'm not actually going to hypnotise anybody today. Not officially anyway, because you've got to be licensed for that. So I won't be doing that. But we are going to ask you, like I said, to join in with us and to experience things that maybe you wouldn't experience normally, because your conscious mind is normally in charge. So I'm going to try and create situations where your subconscious mind is in charge. That normally happens to you when you're angry, when you're terribly in love, when you're doing things that are childish and fun and playing games and experimenting. And a lot of what I do is playing games and experimenting, because that's where I come from. My history is I'm a stage hypnotist. I've been a stage hypnotist for 30 years, and then I decided not to be naughty anymore and to actually come back into the world of personal development, where I started, and I found out that stage hypnotists earned a lot more generally than most speakers do on the personal development market. It's actually turned around now, thanks to Paul. Thanks to Paul McKenna and one or two other people like that. So we get more into this. Now, we're going to try a little thing, because I'm really a subconscious scientist. I like to experiment with subconscious and see whether things work. So when I'm doing things with the whole audience, I have no idea. I'm sitting up here. I have no idea whether it will work for you personally, or you, or you, or you personally or not. I have no idea. But I do know one thing. It will work for enough of you to impress the video. And we're all wanting a video out of today. Okay, I want you to do a couple of things. This is going to be a little bit more difficult with a handheld, but I've done it before. Okay? That's why this is set up to hold a handheld. Right, what I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, put both hands in the air. Look at that, the whole room surrendered. I said that in Las Vegas. I heard the click of guns. Bring both hands down in front of you like so. Put your thumbs down towards the floor with the backs of your arms towards each other. If you are feeling any discomfort or pain, stop it. Don't do this. Put one hand over the other. Interlock your fingers. Make sure that your thumbs are pointing towards the floor and do not move from that position. Now, if you notice, some of you have got one hand over the other and some of you have got the other hand over the other. It doesn't really matter, providing you've got both hands with the thumbs down towards the floor like this, okay? Now, some of you are paying attention and some of you aren't. The ones who aren't are in a subconscious state we call pre-hypnosis. And you're the ones who can't do this. So as you can see, there's a lot of you in pre-hypnosis in the room. Okay. We'll be doing another couple of little things as we go through. Now you may notice that I've got my phone on my lap, like a lot of you have got your phones out. Yeah? And a lot of you have got them on camera and you're holding them down here so that nobody can see that you're actually videoing a copyrighted talk. If you're doing that, please send me a link when you put it up on YouTube so that I can put a link up to it, okay? I love these things. We're going to put you all on Instagram later on. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, fabulous. Because I use it for my script, otherwise I forget what I'm supposed to be talking about. We end up getting you eating onions and that sort of thing. As I said, the front row will be getting books and I will be doing the signing later on. Soft skills. Soft skills is actually an educational term that I've stolen. It means the little skills that we use to make up a big skill. So, for instance, for literacy, the sub-skills of literacy are reading, writing, spelling, those little skills. The sub-skills for mathematics are adding, subtracting, dividing, multiplying. Right? The sub-skills we're interested in are the little things you do subconsciously to get you the things that you want. Put your hand in the air and be totally honest. Put your hand in the air if you were ever a child. Most of you. Yes, I am looking at you. Seriously, we were all children and we all did these things. We all put on the baby eyes. We all lowered our head. We all looked up and, oh, please. And we all lowered our voice. We changed our vocal tone. These are the sort of things that we teach people for consulting, for negotiating, for networking, for selling, for speaking, and for training. And we teach lots of people how to use these little subconscious skills to get what they want. And what they want is usually an audience that's better, that feels better, people who feel better. Or even when you talk to yourself, if you use these skills when you talk to yourself, and who doesn't talk to themselves? You do, all the time. You're doing it now. Yeah? You're thinking, man's mad. But you're talking to yourself constantly and consistently. So we can teach self-talk as well, using the sub-skills so that you actually get your subconscious mind to play the game and come on board with you. Now, who thinks they understand what the subconscious mind is? Okay. You're probably right. Yeah? So I'm speaking to the people who've got no blessed idea and didn't bother putting their hands up. Your subconscious mind is an emotional, playful process that goes on at the back of everything else. It's where you make all your decisions, all of them, even the important ones, especially the important ones. Have you ever looked at your partner and thought, how the hell did I pick that? Yeah? That's your subconscious mind. They pick that. Yeah? Your friends pick subconsciously. everything that you do, everything that you decide is done subconsciously, then your conscious mind says, right, how can we make that happen? It's exactly the same as in my book, I describe it as Peter and Paul. Peter is driving, it could be Pearl or Petunia, I'm not sexist, but Peter is driving the car and behind him he's got Paul. And Paul is your typical subconscious mind. He's going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there? Is that a rabbit? Is that a rabbit? Is that a cat? Are we there yet? What's that? Is that a bird? Can we have a rabbit? I want a rabbit. I need an ice cream. I think I need to pee. I'm going to be sick. Are we there yet? And that's constantly going on in the background, isn't it? Yeah? That, should I take that? Should I want that? I want that. I want that. Oh, I can't have that. Have you ever noticed, everybody's got this. The shirt, or the blouse, or the dress, or the pair of shoes that are in the back of the wardrobe that you take out every year, look at and think, why the hell did I... And they live in the back of the wardrobe. Everybody's got that choice, haven't they? It might not be clothing, it could be people, it could be your job, it could be anything else, yeah? So your subconscious mind is constantly unravelling in the background and constantly, absolutely constantly, telling you what you should and what you shouldn't do. Everybody can succeed in working with their subconscious mind. Now, I am a total maverick. People who have trained with me will tell you I am a total maverick in the world of personal development. I do not do positive thinking. I have a hero. She's no longer with us, sadly. Her name's Stella Young. If you've got pads out and you're writing things down, write down the TED Talk, TEDx Sydney, I'm not your inspiration, thank you very much, Stella Young. And go and listen to that. It's about the objectification of people who have got disabilities. Really interesting talk, but she's funny. And my favourite line from Stella is, positive thinking doesn't work because you can smile all day a flight of stairs and they do not turn into a ramp. We have to be practical. When you're in this situation, you know, we've got to the point now where the speaker's manual said that I've got to raise empathy with the audience by sharing our story of climbing the mountain. Are you kidding? Mountains? I stand no chance with the bloody curbs out here. Have you tried the cobbles outside? As you're going down. I've come all the way from Devon, by the way. It took me 3 batteries to get here. Yeah? But, thinking practical is very often better than thinking positive. But our subconscious mind doesn't do practical and it doesn't do positive or negative. It does, I want that. That's our subconscious mind. Everybody is the same. Everybody has that inside. You are all terribly selfish. And so is everybody else. And that's not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing when that overrides everything else that we need to be socially. Do you agree? I can't hear that. Nod. Do you agree? Yeah, okay. It's okay to be selfish if you're working in partnership with your subconscious. What we need to do is not reprogram our subconscious, not command our subconscious, not take over our subconscious, but realise inside that we have got a bright 9-year-old child that needs taking by the hand sometimes and showing the way. It needs to be talked to. You need to work with it, not against it. When it says, are we there yet? We say, not yet, but this is where we're going. Oh, okay, I'll play the game with you. Do you understand that? Yeah? Okay. Please excuse me for doing this, but things haven't turned out the way we decided to. Okay. Are we all still with me? Good. People are leaving, I don't know why. They've got no idea what they're going to do. Okay. I've got to work my phone. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional of me. Now, I normally do the next bit, what I'm going to do, which is teach you to manifest a miracle memory. Would you like that? I'm going to teach you some memory things. Because recalling memory, hopefully we don't get dive bombed, but recalling memory is one of the most beautiful things you can get. Who has ever said, I've got a bad memory for names? I can't remember faces. Yeah, I've got a bad memory for this. Yes, and your subconscious mind is thinking, oh, right, we've got a bad memory. So when you say to your subconscious mind, do you remember that person's name? It goes, no.
If you're interested in speaking, exhibiting, or getting involved in the largest personal development expos in the world, contact us today at www.thebestyouexpo.com or send us an email to info@thebestyou.co.
What's your name, darling? Okay, Ksenia, that's got a nice flow. Ksenia. I'll tell you what I'm doing in a little while. Because what I'm doing is vitally important and works. And it's very, 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 very simple. I love a simple life. I am a lazy git. I come from a coal mining community way back when, and I've worked in a coal mine, before all this. There's nothing to do with this. This is muscular dystrophy. It just gets worse as you get older. But I've worked really, really hard in my life, and I've worked really, really smart and easy in my life. And believe me, these people around here who are telling you to work smart and easy, that's the secret. Trust me on that one. Always work smart and easy. But we're working with a tool, aren't we? We're working with a tool, with an organ that's inside our head. Now, whether you believe that you're not this thing inside your head or not, you are using this to judge what I'm saying. You're using it to listen to me. You're using it to lean forward to and move your hands. Yeah? You're using it to sit there and cross your hands. Yeah? The lady at the back there is using it to nod her head slowly. You're using your brain. It's just an organ. Or it could be you. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows whether you've got a spirit or a soul. It appears that way. Yeah? And whatever you believe is right, by the way. Absolutely. 110%. But we are going to use our brain. And to use our brain, we need to feed it. What is the food of brain? Information. No. The food of the organ we call brain is oxygen. Simple as that. Yeah? If you keep a glass of water next to your phone, who's self-employed and dreads the phone going off? If you keep a glass of water by your phone before you make a call or something like that, sip a few sips of water about 5-6 minutes before you make the call, and do the next exercise before you make the call, you will be working with a supercharged brain, I promise you. To get you to do this, we need you all to stand up. I'm sorry, but we do. I would join you, but the falling over afterwards, it just doesn't work. Okay. Now, if you have a heart condition or lung conditions like asthma, please sit down and don't do this. Yeah, I can teach you something else afterwards. We're going to do what Tony Robbins calls a pant. What we're going to do, we're going to pant. We're going to breathe very deeply. I'll show you how to do that. We're going to breathe very deeply and very, very quickly. When you start to feel the oxygenization, you will actually start to feel a little bit high. You will start to get a little bit woozy, your eyes might go. The second that starts to happen, sit down and put your hand up. Yeah? Do not pass out on me. We've had it happen. Do not do that. As soon as you start to feel, and I'll just show you that some will take longer than others, but it should work for all of you if you're doing it right. Okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to breathe in 4 sharp, deep breaths in, and then 4 sharp, deep breaths out. So you go. Right? Begin. Remember, as soon as you start to feel a little tiny bit woozy, and really breathe in. 4 in, 4 out. 4 in, 4 out. Really fill your lungs. And as soon as you start to feel the effects on your head, really deeply. Really, really deeply. And faster, faster, faster. As fast as you can. Pant, 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 pant. My God, you're a fit lot. I shouldn't do this as personal... That's it, sit down. I shouldn't do this in personal development. You're too fit. If it's not happening for you now, you're just not really pumping it in. Pump it in, pump it in, pump it in. That's it. We're on about 2/3 of the audience. That's it. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Nothing at all? God, you're fit. Okay, fair enough. The rest of you just sit down. I see we were going to have problems with you. You run down. Yeah, okay. But now, a lot of you have got more oxygen in your brain than you probably had all day, because one thing we don't do is breathe. And that's very, very important. It's a little thing that we do. We do it all the time when we're kids. How? We run about, don't we? We play games, don't we? We're active, don't we? And then as we grow up, we stop doing that. If you do that exercise when you've got to make important decisions, you're working with a piece of equipment that's working at its top capacity. Do you understand that? Yeah? So if that doesn't quite work for you, there are other breathing exercises. Just put breathing exercises onto Google and you'll find loads and loads and loads of them. Find the one that works for you, the one that works and gets the most oxygen in your head. Okay. The reason we've done that is because we want to get the dopamine factor. Now, does anybody know what dopamine does? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It works like oil in your brain. Okay? So when you've got loads and loads of dopamine in there, you remember stuff faster, you learn stuff faster, you retain it, and it's easier to recall, but not brilliantly easy. And I'm going to show at the end of this section, I'm going to show you how to set up a recall system in your head so that you can remember most things a lot faster. I won't say everything like a mentalist does, you know, because we have mnemonics and routines that we use every single day, and by God, you have to practice that to get it really, really good, okay? But I will be teaching you that. And we're going to do it as games and experiments because, like I said, your subconscious mind has got the emotional maturity of a bright 9-year-old child. Who's heard of the inner child thing? It's true. It really is. Your subconscious mind has got the emotional maturity of a bright 9-year-old child. Because when your emotional mind, when your subconscious mind's in charge, when you're angry, when you're happy, when you're sad, think of the things you say and do. And afterwards you go, my God, did I really say that? Where the hell did... Oh, God, that was... Oh, I was so childish. Oh, that's terrible. That's when your subconscious mind takes over. Who's a hypnotist in the room? Who's a hypnotherapist in the room? Well, I know you two are. I bloody trained you. Come on. But okay. The thing is, any hypnotist, especially stage hypnotists, will tell you all we do when we're hypnotising people is turn people into children and teach the child. Would you agree? Yeah, not committing yourself, are you, Kate? Okay, so, games and experiments. I just want to show you, I have no idea how many people this is going to work with, or if it will work with you, just the same as, remember I said, everything's an experiment. This is not hypnosis as such, but it is what we use in the book, and what I call in my book, Subconscious Skills Success, what I call suggestibility. Yeah? And we all know what suggestibility is. I give you an idea, and if it sticks, it becomes your reality, even if it's only for a short while. Yeah? We all have symbols of success, don't we? Do you know what my symbol of success is? You'd think being in a wheelchair would be a gold medal in the Paralympics, wouldn't you? I'm the only speaker on this circuit that's in a wheelchair that actually hasn't got one of those. I haven't got. I've never been in the Paralympics. My symbol of success, and those of you who trained with me will know this, is an onion. It simply is. It's an onion. They couldn't get my pictures up, unfortunately, but you'd be seeing a picture of 12 people eating onions on stage with no reaction. When you bite into an onion, you cut into an onion, the chemical it releases is really and this is bad science, but it's basically a watered-down version of sulfuric acid. And that goes up into the air and you react, don't you? How many people in the room have cut into an onion, your tears have started running, your nose has started running? If you bite a piece of onion, it's tart and it makes you go like that, doesn't it? Yeah? People who've trained with me will tell you that there are only about half a dozen stage hypnotists who've been brave enough to do this. You imagine somebody getting a Spanish onion and going... And I can see what they're doing. You're going, ugh, you haven't even got it and you can't smell it. Imagine a working men's club. Who knows what I'm talking about with a working men's club? A few of you. I'm old. I'm in my 60s. And I'm really old. And we had working men's clubs. My third show was in a miners' welfare club. There was loads of coal miners there. They'd been in a hole in the ground for 7.5 hours a day for the last 5 days. They were sitting there with their pie and their pint and their missus and the bingo cards and the kids running about. I got 12 people up on stage and everybody was sitting there with their arms folded, a bit like some of you are, and saying, "Go on then, entertain me." And I got 12 people on stage, I give them onions, and they started to eat them as if they were apples. They were even arguing that they weren't onions. The people 3 rows back, where you're sitting, sir, couldn't see. The stench was terrible. And it was, not one of the people on stage reacted that way. And if I hypnotised you, or if any of the hypnotists in the room hypnotised you and split an onion and told you that it was an apple, you may not react in that. And it's physiological. Your mind can override your physiology. Yeah? It can't make somebody with a bugger DNA walk, by the way, but it can make us feel good when perhaps we might not. Yeah? Right. Okay. So, this will work for some of you, it won't work for others, I've no idea. Put your hands in front of you like so. Interlock your fingers, as if you were begging for mercy. Point your index fingers up towards the ceiling, leaving a gap of about 1 inch. That's just over a centimetre for the people who aren't 60. Okay? Bring them right up in front of your face, like this. Look at the gap. In a moment, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and on the count of 3, you squeeze all your fingers together apart from your index fingers, and all of their own accord, your index fingers will come together and they will touch. Look at the gap between your fingers, don't look at me. 3, 2, 1, and squeeze all your fingers tightly together and feel those magnets drawing your index fingers together. Coming together, coming together, coming together. They're coming together, they're coming together, and they will touch. And for some of you, they are coming together and they are squeezing together tighter and tighter and tighter. Your index fingers squeezing together tighter and tighter and tighter, till you get to the point where you cannot separate your index fingers. The harder you try to separate your index fingers, the more they stick together. The harder you try, the more they stick together. If you cannot separate your index fingers, put your hands above your head.
Having promoted more than 600 speakers and more than 65,000 people attend my seminars and courses and workshops and expos, having read so many books and attended so many courses, I really realized that the basics of personal, professional growth is based on the power of the question. Asking yourself empowering questions. Read my new book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose. It's based on my work, 30 years of entrepreneurship, all the experiences that I have, my manifesto, and what's really important. So for more information, go to www.thequestion.co.
My friend, come up on stage with me. Come and sit here. Now, sir, I have absolutely no idea whether this is going to work or not. I just got to wait for me thing to come on. It's got to come on, otherwise I can't run you over. What's your name?
Renell.
Renell. I did this for you. What I am doing is I am repeating Renell's name at least 7 times. He thinks it's a little strange, so that makes me memorable for you, doesn't it? But you're not surprised, are you? You're not bothered? No? We can have a little bit of a laugh about that and say what you're doing. If I repeat it 7 times, I'll remember it for the next hour. I only need to remember it for the next hour because the chances are, unless he pays me a lot of money and comes on my coaching schemes, Renell and I will probably not meet again. Do you understand? Yeah? If you do that in a networking situation, then 10 minutes later you go to the person you were interested in and you call them by their name without looking at their business card. You'd be surprised how much more effective your conversation with that person is going to be. Yeah? It's a simple little memory trick. It's called rapid repetition. We're going to get you doing that on something special in just a second, because I came up with a routine to really make affirmations work. Who does affirmations? By God, you're going to love this. Okay. Well, I've got no idea whether this is going to work or not. Stick your arm out, my friend. Okay? And make it go stiff. Imagine that you've got a metal bar going from your shoulder, going all the way down into your elbow, going all the way down into your wrist, going into your fist, and making that arm really stiff and tight and strong. Just imagine what that arm would have to feel like to stop me bending it, so I can't bend it. Fabulous. Now imagine what that arm would have to feel like so you can't bend it. And the harder you try to bend the arm, the stiffer it becomes. Try really hard to bend the arm. And the harder you try to bend the arm, the stiffer it becomes. I tell you what, I'll put my hand like that. You grab your wrist and try and bend that arm. Try really hard to bend the arm. And the harder you try to bend the arm, the stiffer it becomes. Now, as 1 or 2 people know in the room, if I wanted to put you into a hypnotic state now, it would be very simple and easy. Yeah? Because you're already there. This arm is now hypnotised. Until I say you can move. What did that? Can anybody tell me what you're all going? What did that? What stopped his arm moving? Subconscious mind. Yeah, it's easy to say that. And the limbic system, the paleo-mammalian brain. What do you think stopped it moving?
I don't know. I think when you told me I could move it, then it sort of released in my mind that I could.
Yeah, it released in your mind. So your mind was trapped in somewhere. Your belief is trapped, just like that stiff arm. If you leave here today not believing that whatever you came here for can happen, then you're in that state. You're in that stiff arm state. Yeah? And I could give you an onion now and you would eat it and it wouldn't bother you in any way at all. Yeah? Right? Because we've got the most important thing, the most important sub-skill on board. That's belief. The only thing that stopped his arm bending was he believed he couldn't. His subconscious mind believed that I'm the hypnotist and that I'm this fantastic person who can stick his arm. The thing is, I believe that too. And when I believe it and he believes it, we have companionship, we have the same, the same end. It's the same in the subconscious mind. If you do the little sub-skills, and by the way, I know I said I would give the physical book to the people at the front row, but we have cards. If you haven't got one, there's a table out there and there's people ready to give you more. We've got a card and you can go along to the website, you can get the book completely free as an e-book. Yes, we get your email. Yes, we are going to spam the life out of you for 3 days until you unsubscribe. You know that, don't you? We're here, we haven't come here not to make money. Yeah? So hopefully you'll buy a book at some point. Yeah? Okay, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Give me a round of applause. I've got to keep an eye on the time because I don't want to go over my 45. Oh, you would never believe how tempting it was to bang you on there, my friend. Right, so I said I would give you a very important memory routine. Who does not do affirmations? Yes, you do. How many times have you said to yourself, I can't do that? That's an affirmation. How many times have you said to yourself, that's hard? It's an affirmation. I went to my hotel last night. I'm staying at the Hilton. You can come round and buy me a drink later if you like. And I went to the hotel and there's some roadworks there. And they put in some really, really sharp plastic ramps. There's no chance of getting this thing and me and bags on the back and God knows what else down that ramp. So I had to go 100 yards down the road and find a much smoother, proper disabled crossover, cross over the road and come back. Yeah? Now I could have just stuck there on the edge of the ramp saying, that's too hard, that's too far. Or I could have looked practically and thought, somewhere there's an easier way. And I'll go and look for the easier way. My book helps you find the easy ways, by the way, that's what it's for. But I went and I found the easy way. Yeah? You affirm who you are, what you are, to yourself every single day. I know you've heard this. You are the result of only one thing. You are the result of you. You can't blame your parents. You can't blame your situation. I come from a family that was too terrible of being a family to even begin to call it a bad family. So what? Yeah? That is totally inconsequential. I come from a poor background. My dad was a coal miner, he never owned a car, he had a bike and he used to fall off that because he was pissed most of the time. Yeah? Big deal. Hard luck story. Great, fabulous. And now I'm this wonderful person who travels the world speaking. But I'm not that because of my background. I'm that because I am who I am, I think the way I think, I do things the way I do things. You are you because of you. Not because of circumstance and not because of any programming from anybody else or anything else. You are simply you because of you. So who can change that? Well, I can as well. Because I can make your arm go stiff. Right, okay. Simple little memory thing. We came up with this because we wanted to teach hypnosis. When we used to teach hypnosis, I teach sub-skills now. We came up with this because we wanted people to remember things without having to make notes. Because as soon as you start to make notes, you do this, don't you? And then you're not paying anything attention except the notes. And how many people write notes? How many people have got cupboards and cupboards of notes that they never went back to and never read? I know I have. That's what I used to do. So we had to come up with a routine that we call HAL. I love HAL. And I know that other people teach HAL, don't we? And that's Hypnotic Accelerated Learning. In your subconscious mind, you have a thing called the imagination. Put your hand in the air if you cannot visualise. If when you close your eyes and you try and see pictures, you see nothing. Put your hand in the air if you're a non-visualiser. One or two people at the back. If you tell yourself the story, it works just as well. You don't need to see the pictures. Do you understand me? Yeah? Okay. Don't worry, I'm not going to stick anybody to the chairs, although I'm really tempted. What I want you to do is to sit comfortably, close your eyes. I want you to imagine in your mind a brilliant place, a perfect place, the most perfect place in the universe, your place. This place can be a total unicorn, it can be totally made up, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be real. But imagine a perfect place. It's a place that's the centre of your energy. Nobody, except the voice of the hypnotist, can follow you into this place. Nobody else is here, it's just you, it's your place, it's great, it's fabulous. If you come here for 3 or 4 seconds, it feels like 3 or 4 minutes, and you feel wonderful. It's called meditation. You can just do it very simply. I want you to imagine the space that you're in now. Imagine the talk that we're having. Imagine the things that I've told you, the things that you've witnessed. And bring into your space a container, a receptacle. It doesn't matter what it is, providing you can put something in it. And that wonderful receptacle is just for today. It's just for this place. It's just for this moment in time. Put everything that I've said, everything that you've learned, everything that you're learning in this place, in this very special place, put that into your container and into your receptacle. When it's in your container and your receptacle, put your hand in the air. It doesn't matter what process you use to imagine this, just imagine it. And do it very, very quickly. Pile it in there. Pile it in there. That's great. Most of you, okay, the rest of you are just too slow and you're going to have to open your eyes, but you can do this. Open your eyes. Or I thought I was going to have to do what I think. I want you to come and see me afterwards. Yeah, and we'll just wake things up so I know what's happening. Okay. Some people, it's harder to keep some people, somnambulists, by the way, Kate. Some people, it's harder to keep them out of hypnosis than it is to put them in. Are you? Sorry, I've got a guy holding number 5 at the back. I'm not even going to do that one. Okay. That's one thing that we call hypnotic accelerated learning. If you are doing something that you need to learn the information from that, create a container. It doesn't matter how many containers you've got in your head, your mind will remember the containers. The way we neurologically create patterns is better than what we normally do, is what I call the PIDS system, which is put it down somewhere. Because if we build a filing system of imagination in our subconscious mind, we are cementing our neurological patterns to the point where we can find them very, very easily. And find them subconsciously, so you don't even have to think about it. We've had people who trained with us 20 years ago have come back and said, I haven't done anything for 2 or 3 years. I sat down and bang, it was all there. Yeah? Trust me on this one. The other one, like I said, is rapid repetition. Who's heard of Emile Coué? Emile Coué wrote the line, every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Who's heard that? We've all heard that one. If you take the word better from that and do this every morning and every night, just before you go to sleep, just before you wake up, and say to yourself, and imagine yourself, and say to yourself, better, 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 better. About 30 seconds in, it just becomes a noise, and you can't hear the word anymore. When you do that, I can't get you to demonstrate it, sadly, because they're making cutthroat signs at me. But if you do that every morning and every night, you will begin to think the whole line, and that's your subconscious mind saying the word better, because it makes no logical sense anymore. It's in the book, which, don't move to, if everybody on the front line, if you go out through that door, we'll give you, and I'm watching. Nobody, wait, not yet. Nobody from the 3rd row. Or the 2nd. Okay, you two, because I know I've already, yeah. But I'll just go out till the books bloody run out. But certainly let the first, we're letting only the first line out first. That's fair. And then please come and see me to get your book signed at 2:30. I'll only be there for half an hour. Yeah? But say that, do that, and the sub-skills will make you better. You can change your mind. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. And if you can change your life, you can live happily ever after. I wish each and every single one of you a very, very long and a very, very happy life. You've been the best audience I've had today. And I've been Jonathan Joe. Thank you very much.
For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.